Hey everyone, welcome back to Age and Education channel. Today we shall look into the chapter Nutrition in Plants and Animals. Okay, so what is the meaning of nutrition? Nutrition is the science. What is it? Nutrition is the science of how body uses the food to maintain health, growth and function properly. What is it? It is the science of how your body uses the food that you eat to maintain what? Your health, proper growth and other bodily functions. Okay, so your nutrition will help with all these. So don't you think it is important, right? Health is wealth, right? So with nutrition you get good health, good growth and your body will work perfectly. So you should concentrate on the science of nutrition. Okay, so what does it involve? It involves intake, absorption, utilization of various nutrients from food to get energy, proper growth and to help in the repairing of the tissues. What does it involve? It involves intake, absorption. What is it? Absorption, utilization of the nutrients. Okay, just don't think that nutrition is something that we eat. No, what we eat, how your body uses it and how it is used to carry out various bodily functions, everything comes under nutrition. How your body absorbs. So whatever you are eating is complex, that has to be broken down into simpler forms and only then our body will be able to absorb it. So what are the nutrients that can be derived from the food and how your body is assimilating all the nutrients, everything comes under the nutrition. Okay, so next, why do we need energy? So what did we say? From the nutrition we get energy, we derive energy, right? So why do you need energy? You need energy to carry out the basic processes of the body, right? Those are called as life processes, and for these to happen your body needs energy, and all this will happen through the nutrition. So what are the life process as such? Your growth, development, respiration and all the system, circulatory system, everything, every inch of your body needs energy. Okay, and this energy is required and you will get it through the nutrition. Okay, so nutrition is the process of taking in food and its utilization by the body for the various life processes. So what are the various components of food? What are called nutrients? Nutrients you all know, right? What are nutrients? Nutrients are carbohydrates, yes, energy giving foods, right? Carbohydrates, proteins. What are proteins? Bodybuilding foods. Then fats, okay. Vitamins. What are vitamins? Protective foods. You remember all these, right? Protective foods. And you have minerals. Also apart from this, roughage and water. All these are the nutrients that your body needs to, yes, carry on the life processes, right? So in all, nutrition involves what? It involves taking of the food and deriving energy from this food and using it for our life processes. So taking of food, deriving energy from the food and then using it for our life processes. Okay, so this is about the nutrition. So now next question that you should ask is that What about this difference between the nutrition in plants and animals? I have mentioned the topic name to be nutrition in plants and animals. Why is there this difference? Did you ever think of? It's because, as I have mentioned many a times, like when you went through the other classes, like in the second grade or third grade, I mentioned that plants are the primary producers of food, right? So what is the meaning of primary producers of food? It means that plants can make their own food. Okay, so they can make their own food by itself. It means they are autotrophic, right? This mode of nutrition is called as autotrophic nutrition. Okay, so what is this autotrophic nutrition? And what are the other types of nutrition that are present in the plants? So as I have mentioned, plants, so plants, you may assume that all, as the plants are the primary producers of food, all the plants will go for self-made food. It means that all will be covered under the autotrophic nutrition, right? No, not all the plants come under this mode of nutrition. There are some other plants that cannot do this or can only partly do it. Okay, so those type of plants are called as heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, so that mode is called as heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, this heterotrophic nutrition and autotrophic nutrition, okay, these are two modes of nutrition that are present in plants. We will look into animals when we go further. First, let us get deeper into this autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition in plants. Okay, so first let us look into autotrophic nutrition. Okay, what do you understand by this term autotrophic nutrition? Auto means self, okay, and trophic means nutrition. It means that the organisms will have its own mechanism to make their own food. Okay, so you all know this process of plants making its own food is called as what? Photosynthesis. And I know that you all are aware of this formula. What is it? You know that our plants will take carbon dioxide and water, and in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, what do we get? We get glucose. Glucose, its formula would be C6H12O6 plus 6 molecules of oxygen. Okay, so CO2 means carbon dioxide and H2O means water. Okay, and then you know glucose, it is C6H12O6 and 6 molecules of oxygen. Okay, so this is about the autotrophic nutrition. And tell me, like all green plants are qualified to make their own food, and apart from the green plants, you can say that some algae and bacteria do belong to this group. Okay, so all green plants, algae and some bacteria belong to this group. Okay, so these can make their own food, and so these are called as producers. Okay, now what I have mentioned about the photosynthesis, right? Now it's like something is ringing in your brain as what is chlorophyll. Till now we had been hearing about the chlorophyll, but when will we know about what is chlorophyll, right? So the time has come. Now you will know what is chlorophyll. Okay, so chlorophyll is the green pigment. What is it? It's the green pigment, and it is present in chloroplasts. What is it? Chloroplasts. So what are chloroplasts? They are the special organelles of the plants. Okay, and it will be only in the green plants. You can find chloroplasts in green plants, and in that you can find a special green pigment called as chlorophyll. So what is the function of chlorophyll? Chlorophyll helps in trapping the solar energy, and with this solar energy we know that the process of photosynthesis is possible, right? So chlorophyll traps the solar energy or the sunlight, and it helps in the conversion of carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen. You all know that oxygen, we need that to live, right? So oxygen is so important, and for every plant to live, it needs glucose. So what is glucose? And we often hear that plants make starch. So what is this difference between glucose and starch, right? It is important that you know about that too, right? Okay, let us look into that. So now let us look into the difference between glucose and starch. So we know that in the process of photosynthesis, what we get or what the plant obtains with this process of photosynthesis is glucose. And how it is represented? Yes, it is represented as C6H12O6. What is this glucose? This glucose is a simple sugar that plant will be able to use it for energy, right? So plant can immediately use this simple sugar to derive energy. So what happens with the rest of the glucose? Like it needs only a bit or part of the glucose that it has got like obtained as a product of the photosynthesis. So what will it do with the rest of it? Like how our energy, our excess energy is converted into fat, in the same manner the plant has a mechanism to convert the excess glucose into starch. So what is starch? Starch is a complex carbohydrate. Okay, so how is it formed? Like what will the structure of it be? Starch is simply a chain of glucose molecules. Okay, and this complex carbohydrate called starch is stored in the different parts of plant. So plant has its own mechanism of converting the excess glucose that is produced with the process of photosynthesis into starch. Okay, so what will it do with the starch? In the mornings when there is adequate sunlight, the plant can make the its own food, and through the process of photosynthesis there is no problem for it. Then how about in the nights? It will need energy during that time too, right? So at this time, what will it do? It converts the starch back into glucose. Okay, so in the nights or when there is no sunlight available, then the plant converts the starch that it has stored in the various parts into glucose. So what happens here is that the complex carbohydrate is again being converted into a simple sugar. And what is this process called? This process of starch being converted into glucose is called as hydrolysis. Okay, so this is about the glucose and starch. So we have seen about the what the chlorophyll does, and what is the difference between glucose and starch. Okay, and also we have seen about the like the what will be the chemical reaction in the photosynthesis. So after this, what else? We have to even talk about the importance of the oxygen that is obtained as a result of photosynthesis, right? I need not tell more on this as how important the oxygen is. We all breathe in oxygen, right? So for our respiration, we need oxygen. And this oxygen, we get it from what? Yes, we get it from the plants. Okay, fine till now. So you think that, okay, the energy, the plant gets the energy from the process of photosynthesis. Do you think that's enough for the plant? We need all the carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and do you think the plant will be happy with only this simple sugar that it makes through the process of photosynthesis? No, it will also need some more nutrients for it to have a healthy growth. Okay, what are those? Let us look into it. So like us, plants also will need what? Proteins and fats. Okay, So as you know, the proteins are made with these, right? These elements have to be present. Okay, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen are fine. How about nitrogen? You may say that almost 72% of our atmosphere has what? Nitrogen, right? So if our atmosphere has so much of nitrogen, plants can directly get its quota of nitrogen from the atmosphere, right? Do you think so? Okay. But the thing is that the free nitrogen that is available in the atmosphere cannot be used by the plants. Okay. It should be converted into a form that is usable by a plant. And for this, there are like some bacteria called as rhizobium bacteria. Okay. These are also called as nitrogen fixing bacteria. What are these called as? Nitrogen fixing bacteria. And what is the name of it? Rhizobium. Okay. So this bacteria will help in the fixation of nitrogen, that is, converts the nitrogen in a way that it can be used by the plants. Okay. And this cannot be done by every plant. Okay. So this rhizobium bacteria will be specific to only some plants like pea plant. Okay, I'll give a list of it. What are all the plants that support this rhizobium bacteria? Then how about the other plants? What will the other plants do? Where will it get the nitrogen from? For this, the farmers have to help the plants. Okay, what do? The farmers will add the nitrogen rich fertilizers. What is that? Fertilizers that are rich in nitrogen. With this, the plant will get its quota of nitrogen. Okay, fine. Now you know as how a plant gets nitrogen. Now tell me, what are the factors that affect the photosynthesis? You have learnt about everything. So you think that whatever may be the thing, like the sunlight can be of any intensity, and how much ever carbon dioxide is there, and how much ever water you give, the plants will take whatever is needed and leaves the rest. And do you think like that? No, that's not right. There are some factors that affect the photosynthesis. Okay, so the quality of the photosynthesis also depend on that. So now let us look into that. Okay, so with regard to the factors that affect photosynthesis, first we shall look into carbon dioxide. It is said that too much of carbon dioxide is toxic for the plant. Okay, and it inhibits the photosynthesis. So you think that more the amount of carbon dioxide, then more the amount of glucose that will be produced, right? No, it's not the right thing. So too much of carbon dioxide will be toxic. So an optimal amount has to be ensured. It means that the global warming will not only increase the temperature of the earth, but also it badly affects the plants. Okay, then how about the temperature? As we know, we need sunlight, right? So what is it? The chlorophyll. What does it do? It traps the solar energy, right? So the temperature of this sunlight, that is also an important factor in determining the rate of photosynthesis. So there should not be neither too less temperature nor too more temperature. More than 40 degrees centigrade of temperature, then the rate of photosynthesis decreases. Okay, and if it is too less, then also the photosynthesis won't happen as expected. Okay, and what about the light? What is it? If it is under low intensity, then the rate of photosynthesis is also low. Okay, the rate of photosynthesis increases with the increase in light intensity up to a certain limit. At very high light intensity, the rate of photosynthesis is decreased. So same like temperature, neither it should be too less nor it should be too more. Okay, neither is suggested, recommended. It should always be in between. Okay, optimal light intensity is also important. And how about the water? What about the water? Water is so important for the plant that if any plant is not supplied with enough amount of water, the stomata, you know about the stomata, or I think I have missed about the stomata, right? Stomata helps in exchange of gases. What is it? Exchange of gases. What is this exchange of gases? So for photosynthesis, what happens? Like the plant needs carbon dioxide, right? It takes the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and gives oxygen out to the atmosphere, right? So this process of exchanging of gases takes place through stomata. Okay, so as stomata is needed for the exchange of gases, these stomatal pores without the presence of water will be shrinked, that is, they won't open out so that the carbon dioxide can enter. So without the carbon dioxide entering the leaf, what happens? There won't be any photosynthesis, and so the plant will eventually die without energy, right? So water is so important for photosynthesis. Nice. Then what next? Next we should get into heterotrophic nutrition of plants. Okay, so we are done with autotrophic mode of nutrition. Next we have to get into heterotrophic nutrition in plants, and this one we will look in detail in the next video, because it's almost like more than 20 minutes and I don't want you to get overburdened with a single video. Okay, bye, see you.